What's going on, guys? My name is El De Niro and welcome to episode 40 of my Leicester City career mode. If you guys want to leave a like early on in the video to celebrate another milestone, that would be awesome. But we started this episode off on deadline day and I made a £6 million bid for Julian Brandt, the winger who plays for Bayer Leverkusen. And our deal for Chifchi was tied up. All I had to do was sign on the dotted line, but I decided to just stall it for a minute. And I also went and made a bid for this guy Luke Daniels from West Bromwich Albion. This was a deadline day thing and I'll explain it a little bit more as the episode goes on, but as you see, the clock is winding down. Our bid for Brandt was accepted, so I offered him a contract, and this was one of those things where, because it's deadline day, you only get like really two contract opportunities at most with the time that you have allotted. So I offered him more than he wanted and a crucial first team player squad role, just because I really wanted that deal to get done. And I offered Luke Daniels a contract as a sporadic first team player without having scouted him before. Again, I'll explain why as the episode goes on. But our bid for Brandt was accepted. He accepts our contract and we sign him for £6 million. So he is going to be, I don't know, I think he's a player who will grow to the mid 80s or the lower 80s. We get Daniels in, and as a result of that, poor Nadir Chifchi, I just had no place for him in the team with Brandt having come in. So I ended up cancelling the bid because we already have a 71 rated striker in Leite. We've got Berahino, we've got Gale, we've got Schlupp, and then other than that we have other attacking options like Ince, Zaha, Sinclair, and it just didn't seem logical to get another striker in on top of that. But we do have enough money left now to get another player in January, so we will be able to identify weaknesses in the team that need to be strengthened before that. And I just think overall we did some good business. I know people will complain that I didn't sign the player that they wanted, or I didn't sign high enough rated players, but again, like, trust me when I say these players will suit my style perfectly, and that's mainly what I'm looking for. But our first game of the episode is against Everton at Goodison Park, and this was always going to be a difficult game because we got a draw here last season when they had a player sent off. I think it was James McCarthy, and Everton started this game really strongly. They were all over us from the get-go and there was nothing that we could really do about it. But one other thing I want to say, the Luke Daniels signing, he's rated 61. I gambled on him because I saw that he was actually a glitched player, and a few people I know have got him up to like 82 rated and 89 rated and stuff. So I thought I'd give him a go, but I guess he must have glitched after a patch or something, because if we're in season 3 and he's a glitched player, he should surely have started shooting up with his stats by now. But it wasn't to be, and we wasted 190 grand on a player we didn't need. So that was bad business for sure, but that's football sometimes. Another thing I want to say is a lot of you guys wanted me to sign Giovanni Dos Santos, and the reason that I didn't sign him was because Chelsea signed him. And that put him completely out of our price range and wages range, so that was never going to happen. And that was the same for a lot of guys that people wanted me to sign, like Joel Campbell and players of that nature. They were just snapped up by other teams, so we had to make do with what we had, and I think we made some good business overall, in all honesty. But as you see here in the final 10 minutes of the game, James McCarthy takes the ball on the edge of the area and plays it to the Irish right back Seamus Coleman, who plays it into Aidan McGeady, who plays it to Romelu Lukaku, who just uses his strength to get in ahead of John Stones and finish. And we didn't have like any real chances before this, so I had no right to feel aggrieved, but I was incredibly frustrated at it. I think it was just that I expected more of John Stones to be able to hold him off. But Romelu Lukaku is an absolute tank of a man, so I probably shouldn't be too worried about it, you know. It was just really devastating to concede a goal in such a late moment in the game. But Berahino comes forward in the 90th minute, his shot almost finding the back of the net, but for a good save. And eventually nothing came from the rebound for us. We end with another defeat in the season as Everton beat us 1-0. Now, I want to show you my Champions League group. Get ready for this. So we've got Bayern Munich, AC Milan and CSKA Moscow, and I think it's fair to say, looking at this group, that we will not be in Europe in any form beyond Christmas, but maybe we can make it to the Europa League. This is our fixture list for the next few weeks. We've got AC Milan, Man City, Northampton, Liverpool and Bayern Munich, so 4 incredibly tough games, and Northampton in there as well. I want to ask you guys a question real quick. Where do you guys think I'm going to finish in that group? against AC Milan, Bayern Munich and CSKA Moscow? Write your answers in the comment section now. Don't watch this game. Just write where you think I'll finish in it right now. But here's how the King Power Stadium looks with the mosaic display for the Champions League. The first ever Champions League game at the King Power Stadium. And this is how our team lineup looks like. We've gone with a defensive sort of position with Julian Brandt making his debut for us. Gardner, Ki Sung-young, Zaha all in the team along with Gale and Sinclair. And I moved Koyate into the centre of defence. This is how AC Milan's team looks. And also, yeah, a lot of people were telling me to sign a centre-back. The reason I didn't was because I think Luca Ante and Luke Moore, they're going to become better players. They're good enough for the league. And Koyate can slot back into central defence easily. So he'll be a good centre-back for us because we do have enough midfielders to make that transition. And I think it'll be fine. But inside 4 minutes here, Dwight Gale picks the ball up on the edge of the area and evades the tackle of Alex before getting his shot off. The keeper almost let it go, but he did manage to hold on to it in the end. And we come up to the 14th minute with Gary Gardner on the ball. He plays it into Scott Sinclair, who's looking for options all around him. He does a Ronaldo chop to get around the first defender, running into the box and then turning inside. And he manages to find the back of the net after just 15 minutes. And I was thinking this was an amazing stroke of luck. But what it actually was some amazing dribbling by Scott Sinclair. And some amazingly bad defending from the Italian team. Because I was so shocked that nobody put in a tackle on him. But he scores Leicester's first ever Champions League goal at the King Power Stadium in just 15 minutes. And it was just amazing that nobody felt the need to slide in. Especially on legendary difficulty. When people are mad for the tackles like that. But in 27th minute, the ball comes to Paul, who plays it into Bonaventura, who plays it to Montalivo on the edge of the area. He plays it into Seydou Doumbia, who gets into a great position to volley it and smashes it off the post, and then John Stones clears it. We came on an attack in the 30th minute with Wilfried Zaha taking on De Sciglio. He doesn't do very well against him, but he does manage to win the ball back, which was pretty good, I thought. And he manages to turn De Sciglio inside out before running into the box and doing really well, getting the shot off, but it was sadly blocked by the defence, and it went out for actually a goal kick. We didn't get a corner from that, which was amazing. But in the 36th minute, Montalivo plays the ball into Seydou Doumbia in acres of space, and he gets his shot off, and Kasper Schmeichel makes a great save to keep us in front. And we come up to the 42nd minute with the ball coming into Dwight Gale, who I thought was offside, but he wasn't, and he steadied himself for the finesse shot but saw it saved by the keeper and out for a corner kick. Then we come into the second half, and again we were on the attack as Gale evades the tackle. Like, Milan players diving in everywhere, and Gale comes forward against Rami, does really well with the fake shot, but his shot was saved by the keeper, and I thought he deserved the goal from that alone. But we come up to the final 10 minutes of the game with Leite on the ball. He plays it through to Coleman, who came on as a substitute literally like seconds before that, and his near post shot was parried away by the goalkeeper and out for a corner kick, which Gary Gardner came across to take, and he swings it in towards Koyate, whose header smashes off the crossbar and is eventually tipped away and cleared by the defence. But we come up to the 88th minute, and Milan were pushing a lot forward, so I knew that we could exploit their defence as the ball comes to Stones, who plays it through to Ki Sung-young, who finds a great pass to Wilfried Zaha, who gets in ahead of Alex. Ronaldo chops around him and fires it into the back of the net to seal the victory for us in the Champions League in our first ever match. Wilfried Zaha making it 2-0 with a great finish from the right of midfield position. And then we come up to the 90th minute with Menez on the ball taking on Ki Sung-young. He eventually does evade the tackle of him and shrug him off before crossing it in towards Rami. It comes out to Doumbia on the edge of the box, who finds Menez, who finds the back of the net. And had the Italian team spent less time celebrating that goal, they might have got something out of the game, but thankfully it wasn't to be. And we end with a historic victory over AC Milan. That's just incredible. I don't know, can you leave a like on the video for that? I don't know, I can't. I felt so good after that victory that I just felt like I could take down a pack of wild bears with my bare hands. Our next game is against Manchester City at the King Power Stadium, and their team is a pretty good one. They've got Silva, Oscar, Wilfried Bony, Yaya Toure. They've got Sarr in defence as well, the former Dortmund player. And inside 5 minutes, Man City had a really good chance as Fernando plays the ball into Wilfried Bony on the edge of the box, and his shot is saved by Kasper Schmeichel. Had it been a bit higher and more direct, it probably would have found the back of the net, because I think a powerful shot like that tends to beat the goalkeeper in this game. But in the 12th minute, City came forward again as Yaya Toure smashes it off the post. And then they had a chance from a free kick after 25 minutes with Milner's header smashing off the crossbar. So they were getting closer and closer and closer. And inside the second half, there was a really worrying moment when Milner played it to Yaya Toure, whose shot strikes the other side of the post. And they'd pretty much done everything in this game. Either side of the post, the crossbar, all they had to do was score. And in the 54th minute, they hit the crossbar again with Fernando's strike bouncing off the line and away. And then up to the 70th minute, we come with Yaya Toure playing it into Oscar, who gets round Liam Moore and shoots into the side net, and nothing comes of that. And then in the 75th minute, the ball comes to Rohan Ince in midfield, who chips it into Berahino with a great ball. And this time it was our turn to strike the frame of the goal as Berahino's shot hits off the post. And inside the final 10 minutes of the game, Boyata on the ball, he plays it into Berahino, who gets round Zabaleta with a great turn and finishes with his left foot to give us the most unlikely goal that we will probably ever score against Manchester City. I could not believe we found the back of the net after being battered the entirety of the game before this moment. But in the 90th minute, Man City came forward, and this was just heartbreaking as Negredo plays it into Oscar. Schmeichel held the ball and then dropped the ball, and it came to Schlupp, and I was trying to belt it away, but I was pressing square instead of circle, so he slid in and conceded a penalty. And all of our hard work, which was pretty much be battered for the entire game, score a lucky goal and try and hold on, was undone immediately as Manchester City won a penalty kick because of that. It was such an unfortunate foul. Like, I genuinely was just trying to clear the ball, I wasn't trying to slide. And Yaya Toure steps up from the spot to equalise for Man City inside stoppage time. Yaya Toure against Kasper Schmeichel, and the Danish goalkeeper guesses the right way, keeps the ball out, and we hold on to claim 3 incredible points against Man City inside the toughest fixture list that Leicester City have probably ever had, and we're doing incredibly well. We've started with a bang with wins against Manchester United, wins against AC Milan and Manchester City. So I don't know, I thought that was an incredible episode for drama and things of that nature. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed playing it. But that's the end of this episode. If you enjoyed, please do leave a like, that would be much appreciated. I've been El Dinero, thanks for watching.